Hey guys, Andy N. Spoken label. My friend, the surprising Kate Hook. Now, we've just been having a laugh, Kate, haven't we, to not work out what you're going to do the second half of the podcast here. And we knocked off all the swear words, all the rude poems, and all the images. Some say images that aren't suitable for children. It knocks you down to what, about 2 poems, doesn't it?
Very much.
But no, seriously, Kate's going to do 3 poems for us today. Take it away, my friend.
Thank you. Okay, so the first one is called Little Jack, and the context to this is, again, a lot of internet comparison culture, and sometimes when you've had a really shitty parenting day and the best thing that's happened is you've kept your child alive, it can sometimes be quite galling to go on the internet and see how somebody else's child has succeeded and been phenomenal and basically excelled in every area of the life. And again, I've got friends who've got SEND children, and for them, it's just a struggle keeping them in school, and their parenting wins are very, very different to what other people's parenting wins might look like. So, it's basically just asking, if you're bragging about how amazing your kid is all the time on social media, why are you doing that? By all means, tell them how wonderful they are, but we don't all need to know. So this one's called Little Jack. Little Jack is 6 years old. His mouth a gappy grin. But absent teeth don't stop him being fluent in Mandarin. He's taught himself equations, how to say filet mignon. He prefers Puccini's Madame Butterfly to Miss Saigon. Little Jack's been reading Shakespeare since the age of 3. He's bored of Biff and Chip. He says they emanate ennui. The curriculum doesn't challenge him. He's stagnant, bored and sad. He's starting Homer's Odyssey, having read the Iliad. But it's not just in the classroom where our wonder boy exceeds. He did a 50-mile run last week, Liverpool to Leeds. He was signed up by Man City once they'd watched him in the park. He could literally be a Coast Guard now. He once outswam a shark. They nurture their son's talent with every pound they can afford. And what else can us mere mortals do but sit back and applaud? I know you want to look away. His perfection gets you riled. But his mum needs you to know her son is better than your child. Thank you.
Really, great
No,
start,
thank
that
you.
one, definitely. So, no, great piece, that one indeed. So, I think it sets a great message out. I think it does, because when you look at like, if you've got 2 young children yourself, there is a competition, isn't there, sometimes between parents about children. Because I tell you, I know what my nephew's like, and my sister's brought him up really, really strict, and he's not been spoiled at all. Very, very fine young man indeed. But you look back at some parents, you must know it yourself, Kate. You look at them, you're thinking these are going to end up being absolute horrendous parents themselves in probably 20 years' time, probably, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that we try and, I didn't have a lot as a kid. We didn't have a lot of money at all growing up. We've tried to give our kids everything that we didn't have, and but it's a very fine line between giving them things and making sure they don't turn around spoiled. Like, and I don't get it right all the time. My son kicked off the other week because I bought the wrong hummus. So just before anybody thinks properly going in on other parenting, I'm over here with a child who kicked off about red pepper in his hummus. So yeah, that's me.
No, I agree completely with that. You do, because when I was in the early 80s, we grew up pretty poor in places. We had my
Mhm.
parent, John, my dad retired. We were doing really well, but he had a bad spell in the early 80s when the country economy went down really badly. So he did that.
Mm.
This is why this poem means a lot to me straight away. It's a great choice. That one. So, but anyway, we could be here all day talking me, always me, which I'm not. So less of me, more of you. Back to you, Kate, for poem number 2.
Okay. Thank you. So this one is about bonfire night, and again another social media comparison culture one. I've got a theory, tell me I'm wrong, that every parent secretly hates bonfire night. Like, there's no parent out there, is there, who absolutely really loves it? And I think that um there's just so much going on for bonfire night and so much pressure to give your kids the most amazing time and to have the most amazing time, and everybody comes back home and posts all the pictures on Instagram and social media, and I look at those pictures and I think, I see the misery in your face there. You didn't want to be there at all. You did not want to be there. So this one's called Bango Expectations, and there's a bit of a kind of nod to pulp in this as well. um Oh, is this the way they say November's meant to feel? or just freezing parents waiting for a Catherine wheel. Pulp articulate perfectly how just shit this is. All I've got to see me through is beer, no ease or whiz. Remember the 5th of November when your soul dies as fast as a bonfire ember, as you stand there silently cursing your kid, a privilege for which you've just paid 15 quid. Those pricey Jules wellies you'd hope would come good are now half full of water and rugby pitch mud, and your face turns to parchment from bonfire heat, while the kids moan they're bored and complain of wet feet. You wedged in a queue next to puffercoat Huns for slimy shit hot dogs on world's driest buns, and once they're half eaten, you withdraw your life savings for a weak cup of Horlicks with mint chocolate shavings. Your own jacket stinks now, fried onions and ash. You say no to sparklers, you've ran out of cash. Requests for the fairground you must also refuse. Then you mop up the meltdown that swiftly ensues. You must leave. It's a school night. Come on, it makes sense. You all walk home bickering. Everyone's tense. Back home, you're on Insta. You've opened the rum. Hashtag making memories. Hashtag bonfire night fun.
Vivid, really, really vivid. That, yeah, it's a great choice, that one, Kate. You do like it's, yeah, I know what you mean. Like it's, I think with the myth is when you take your children over to bonfire night. I've done it with my nephew when he was, well, a little boy. He's not so little now because he's taller than me now. And my sister was more worried about us taking him down there, not because of the fireworks, the mud. It's just the mud I
Yeah.
always remember. It's like it's, you come back, don't you? Absolutely, to bloody baked in it, you do sometimes. Yeah, great stuff
Oh,
indeed.
it's gross. The smell doesn't leave your clothes for years. Like it's just gross. I don't know why anybody would subject themselves to it. It's basically it's like the Somme with hot dogs, effectively.
Yeah, no, that's a great way of putting it. There's one that's up near us, and because I'm disabled and Amanda's disabled, we get in the disabled end. But I would hate to be in a bunker one where everybody else is stood right until like a bit of a rubbish bitch. You just come away after it, like your ears are popping, aren't you? Like, and you're looking up, you're looking up at the sky, and all this smell. Yeah, yeah, no, I agree. I do. We could be sitting here all day moaning about bonfire night, but it's a great. I love the hot dogs. I never do. It's not the smell. So anyway, anyway, let's meet more you for the big finale. Take away, Kate, your third
Oh,
and final piece.
okay. So I wrote this one in my head when I was on my way into the city centre, and it just occurred to me how gorgeous and amazing Manchester was, or how gorgeous it could be. I am a very proud Mancunian. I know it looks like I moan a lot in my book, but I do love the city that I'm from. And I just thought, a bit of a nod. One of my influences being Rudyard Kipling for this one, and that's why I've basically shamelessly stolen the poem to talk about Manchester, and it's called If, which is the same as the original title. Um, yeah, I'll go for this one. If you can look at a sandwich and call it a balm, and call the accompanying tea a brew, if you know to keep your wits about you to avoid harm in Piccadilly Gardens at 2:30, if you can wait and prepare to never go far on match day trams full up to the brim, or not much mind the sticky floors of Dry Bar when so many others would deem it grim. If you can dream of a deserted Albert Square where rows of taxis queue to take you home, or think fondly of Fifth Avenue whilst you're there with its 50p drinks and its foam. If you can stare up at an illuminated town hall Santa as the season gets wetter and even colder, or try and blag your way into the press club with banter whilst trying and hoping to look much older. If you can scale the stone steps of Affleck's and confidently know the way to Deansgate locks, and feel strange pride at the mention of legends, Joy Division, Oasis, Buzzcocks. If you can't stomach dry chips in London town, knowing that gravy is what's required, or stay until the bitter end in Jilly's Rock World coming down and not ever admit to being tired. If you can watch your lifelong team get beat in the derby and yet remain sanguine, if the endless rain can seep through your trainers and soak your feet, and you can simply say it's hanging, if you can stare at dusk at John Ryland's library and watch its shadow in the setting sun, yours is the city and everything that's in it, and, which is more, you'll be a Manc, my son. Sadly, the football bit is very close to home for me on that one because that's exactly what I had to do the other week when City got beat to our red neighbours. So yeah, we suck it up. We'll suck it up.
People are wondering, yeah, Bit of Blue is a big part of my heart as well. So, and that was painful. To put it bluntly to you, that was pretty painful watching that. So, the good thing was that day was we were out seeing Amanda's younger sister in my case that day. And she's got a
Mhm.
little, like a nearly 2-year-old little boy, and there's a second one on the way. Hi, Helen and Gavin. But yeah, oh yeah, that was painful. That was really painful. So, but yeah, I've just got to say there, yeah, that summed up Manchester to me perfectly. That piece did, and it brought a lot of memories
Yeah,
back of
I just
Rockworld.
drank through it.
Yeah, same here, same here. That's probably why I don't drink much nowadays. So, but yeah, a lot of memories I got from Rockworld. You mentioned that part, but yeah, I did do the all-nighter a few times, and I was at the age when I could do it and get up the next morning and not worry about it. But nowadays, that'd take me 72 hours to get over, I think.
Oh, same here. I'd be in casualty hooked up to a drip or something. I would not survive an all nighter in Rock World now. I
Oh
would
no,
not.
no,
I
that's
can't
probably
even
why.
have I can't even have coffee after 3.
Yeah, same here as well. To be honest, you joined the club on that one. But yeah, oh God, Kate, yeah, got a lot of memories back there. So listen, anyway, we'll conclude here because I'm going to talk. I need to talk to you a bit more off mic anyway. So, but yeah, it's been a pleasure today. Absolutely loved it. Right. So I have been looking forward to this, and we booked this in the other month. So thank you today, Kate.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's been wonderful to chat.
Yeah, it's been great fun. Okay, guys and girls. Yes, that's it today for Spoken Label. Me and Kate are going to carry on chatting into the what's into internet and Ethernet now for a bit longer. Yeah, 'cause I've got a few more things we
Mhm.
need to go through. But thank you again, Kate. It's been brilliant today. As Don Callis over at AEW Wrestling says, guys, stay safe and stay over. See you all next